Planning a cruise is exciting and a little overwhelming. So many choices and so much to do, but you need to have everything ready to go so you're not stressed out before you even arrive on the ship. So I'm going to cover some mistakes that I have seen many people make before they even leave for their cruise, and once they arrive at the cruise terminal. So I'm going to share with you what I personally do to eliminate stress other than coming out to my backyard and just having a nice pool day. Hey guys, something a little bit different today. We're going to talk about eliminating stress on cruises, or actually before you start to cruise. Here I am out in my backyard in the place that I find stress-free. I come here when I need to relax, but I want to share a few tips with you all about what I personally do to try to eliminate stress. And I've seen so many people make these mistakes. I've heard them on the ship, I've heard them in line before we even board, and I've heard them on Facebook and in other social media platforms talking about things that happened to them right before they cruised because they either didn't know or they forgot. And I want to make sure you don't have that same mistake. So please check your travel documents. As soon as you book that cruise, check those travel documents. I am so shocked how many times I hear people, whether it's on Facebook or just through word of mouth, talking about, oh, I didn't realize that my passport was expired. I didn't realize that the cruise ship needed to have at least 6 months before the passport expired, so it would be valid. I don't have my birth certificate. I can't find my child's birth certificate. Please check your passports. Look at the dates. Even before you plan your cruise, just check your passports. If your passport is expiring within 6 months of when your cruise ends, they are not going to let you use that for documentation. Instead, you could, if it's a closed loop cruise, meaning you're starting in the United States and you're ending up in the United States, you could use your birth certificate, another form of state issue ID, such as a driver's license, birth certificate, those types of things. They'll give you a list, depending on your cruise line, what's valid. Children, if you bring in a child, even if it's your own child, and they have a different last name than you do, there are required forms and certain permissions that you need to take before your child can cruise the ship with you. I know this personally because my boys have a different last name than I do. And every time I travel before they turned 18, I had to have a document printed out. I had to have their father come with me to a notary, and we had to sign paperwork that then I had to show when I boarded. And I understand, with so much going on today with, child trafficking, trying to get people out of the country, that type of thing, we want to keep our kids safe. So make sure if you're traveling with your child and they happen to have a different last name, or maybe you're a grandparent traveling with your grandchild, check with your cruise line or your travel agent. They know what you need to get on that particular cruise line and that ship. I am just so surprised about people who show up at the ship and they have been turned away and their vacation's ruined because they can't take the child. Also, once you get there with all of your documentation, make sure you've packed it in your travel carry-on bag, the one that you're going to take on the ship with you because you've checked all your other luggage with the porter. Do not pack those documents in that luggage, because then you have another stressor, which is, I don't have my documents. I packed them in the other suitcase, and I don't know where the suitcase is. Depending on what time you arrive at the ship, they may or may not be able to find those documents for you in time, which again would cause possibly a cancellation of your vacation. Don't be stressed out about that. Okay. Pack your stuff in your carry-on and make sure everything is valid and you have what you need. Let's just for a second talk about travel insurance. So between lost luggage, broken bones, medical emergencies, even a death in the family, and a host of other problems, let's face it, life gets in the way, right? Stuff happens. Make sure you're covered. Your home-based insurance will not cover you once you get on the cruise ship. But you can buy travel protection insurance through your cruise line, or you could go through an independent company. There are so many options out there. Just make sure you have something. Embarkation day. So this is the time that the cruise ship is going to allow you to board the day you set sail. So about 45 days before your sail date, check-in is going to open. So you're able to log into their website or their app and select the time for you to arrive at the ship. So in order for you to get the best time that works for you and your travel plans, you want to do this as soon as possible. I see many people, myself included, who log in at midnight and grab that first boarding time, the earliest. Now, if you don't do this and you wake up the next day and your available time is not an option, don't stress, okay? Do not stress. This is supposed to be stress-free, right? Get the time that is closest to what you need. Let's say you are not scheduled to arrive to the ship until 2 p.m., but the only time left is 12 p.m. Just take it. Don't worry about it. You can show up any time after your selected time, as long as you're there approximately 90 minutes before your set sail time, which means the time the cruise ship is actually going to leave. Check with your cruise line, and they're going to tell you what time that is. If you're flying, please fly in the day before. There are so many things that can go wrong flying in the same day, such as weather, pilot restrictions, system glitches like the one we just had, a couple weeks ago, that shut down all the systems, shut down all the traffic. I have heard people trying to get on the Icon. I've heard people trying to get on the Utopia for that inaugural sailing, and they missed the ship because they were stuck at the airport. Some of these folks were stuck at the airport for days. That's the unusual. But look, don't stress about it. Please just fly in the day before. It eliminates all that stress. Stay at a hotel and relax. You're getting ready to go on a beautiful vacation. Do not be stressed out about your embarkation day. It's supposed to be an exciting, fun day. Go stay at a hotel near the cruise port. Explore the area. Most hotels will have shuttle services that will take you from the hotel right to the cruise port. If you happen to be staying in a hotel that does not, there are plenty of shuttle companies in those areas that you can pre-arrange shuttle times with. It's relatively inexpensive, so I suggest doing this well before you go. So I typically set up all my transfers as soon as I book my cruises because I don't want to be stressed out at the very end. For example, I have an October cruise coming up and I have already secured all my transportations from the airport to the hotel, from the hotel to the cruise ship, and of course from the cruise ship back to the airport when we come back home. Knowing all of this has been pre-arranged takes away the worry about whether I'm going to make it to my embarkation or even my flight. If you're driving, do your research. Make sure you know where you're going and make sure you know where to park. Most ports have on-site parking. It is a little expensive. Be sure to take a look at that. You can log into that port's website and it should tell you exactly how much it costs to park, where you can park, if it's limited parking or if there's plenty of parking. Some ports guarantee parking. Just take a look at that and make sure you know what's going to occur when you get there. So again, no stress. You don't want to show up and the parking lot's full and you don't know where else to park. Or you don't want to show up and realize how expensive it may be, and maybe that wasn't in your budget and you're already off to a bad start because you're worried about the money. Don't worry about the money. Get everything taken care of right up front. Read the cruise line's prohibited items list. I'm telling you, I laugh every time I walk by the table that shows all the things that were confiscated from people before they even got on the ship. This is going to delay your boarding process. So if you have something in your carry-on and you try to go through security, you're going to get delayed because they're going to be searching you, searching everything that you've brought on, and then they're going to take it from you, and it's just going to hold it all up. If you pack the prohibited item in your luggage that you checked with the porter, then that's going to delay when you get your suitcases at your stateroom, because when they scan them, getting them on the ship, they're going to put them aside. They're going to go through them after everybody else is done. Those bags are going to sit till the very end. They're going to pull your item out. They will hold it so you can pick it up on that big table at the end of your cruise. But when you're getting ready for dinner, maybe everybody else has luggage in the hall and you still have nothing. Check the list of items. Each cruise line has a list. You'd be surprised some of the items on that list, especially if you're a new cruiser. Some of the things that I just see all the time that have been confiscated are irons. Don't worry about wrinkled clothes. 9 out of 10 times, you're going to see people walking around in wrinkled outfits, unless they already know and they've packed clothes that don't wrinkle. I try to buy stuff that just doesn't wrinkle. Or bring that wrinkle spray and, Downy wrinkle spray, and you spray it on your clothes and you smooth it out, and it does help take some of the wrinkles out of your clothes. Don't pack an iron. Do not bring a USB wall charger because you need an extra outlet with the extension cord attached. They will take that from you. They consider it an extension cord. Or if it's a surge protector built into your USB outlet, don't bring that. You need to buy one that does not have the big long cord attached to it, that has been pre-approved by the ship, and no surge protector, or they're going to take it. This one's kind of funny. Don't stress out about this. That muster drill. New cruisers, this one's for you. All the other cruisers you already know probably by now, but we don't have to go out there and stand on the cruise deck with your big life jacket on with 300 people waiting for everybody to show up and sweat if you're in a tropical location before they dismiss you and you're allowed to start enjoying your vacation. Those days are done. You do need to watch a video on your phone, listen to what the emergency horn sounds like, and then as soon as you get on the ship, just find your mustered station. It's on your card, on your SeaPass card, or it's on your boarding pass. And they're going to say, do you know how to put your life jacket on? Let me show you. Okay, you're done, and you're on your way. Don't go jumping in the pool. Get on the ship, and their kids go in one direction, the parents go in another direction, and you're on a ship with 5,000 people, let's say. You didn't do your muster station. You don't know where your kids are. They're out having a good time. They don't want to come back. Half the times, I know my kids, they will ignore my texts if they're too busy for me. So make sure that you're all together as a group and you get it done. You don't want to be the family or the person you hear the cruise director calling your name out over the loudspeaker over and over and over because they need you to show up at the muster station before they can leave the port. Everybody needs to check in. So just do that first and eliminate that stress. Okay, this is something that I personally do. It always used to stress me out. And I just heard somebody talking about this the other day on Facebook. So they didn't get the dining time that they wanted. They wanted early dining because they have small children and the only thing available was late dining or my time dining, and they didn't want that either. Or if you're traveling with a group of people and you may have several cabins, you want to make sure that you're going to sit together if you're going to the main dining room, and those have to be linked together. I have had this happen to me in the past where even though our reservations were linked together, we would show up for dining and our tables were not together. So what I do from now on, I get on the ship, I do my muster drill, and then I go right to the dining room. One of those floors where your dining rooms are located will be open, and you can just go right up to the head waiter, and they're going to look up your cabin number, and they're going to tell you what your table assignment is and who's sitting with you. So if they don't have your party sitting with you, you need to know what their cabin numbers are. So what I also do, so they can all go and do whatever they want, as soon as we know, we got our SeaPass cards and it has your table assigned on there, and I'm speaking right now about Royal Caribbean, but you can do this with Carnival too, is I take a picture of all of their cards. So when that maitre d' or that head waiter asks me, well, who do you need to sit with you? And I just give them all their stateroom numbers. They write it down, they look it up, they get us together, and they get me the dining time that I want. So if I had that late dining time, they change it. Don't worry, they will find room for you. I promise. They are here to make you happy. Somebody else probably didn't want early dining, so they switched to late. You're going to be fine. Just take care of it as soon as you get on the ship after that muster drill. And then you have to worry about it. Oh my gosh, I'm just sitting here and the breeze is blowing. I want to jump in my pool. So that's what I'm going to do as soon as I get off of here with you guys. It is awesome. And if you're learning anything, or you're just enjoying the background, or you just like to talk or listen to somebody else talk about cruising, please hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Thank you guys who have been here since day one with me. It's been a pleasure to start this channel and to just have all the positive feedback. You have no idea how that touches me when I see that. So please, let me know some of the things that stress you out in the comments below. And maybe those seasoned cruisers that are with us today, help the new cruisers out, because I'm not covering everything. If I covered everything on every video, these videos would be hours long. I try to give you the main things at the time, and then we'll cover some other ones in the future. But you guys help each other out in the comments below. So, the cabins on board. If you are new, when you first get on your ship, your cabin most likely will not be ready. And that's probably because you boarded early. If you board any time after 2, your cabin may be ready. So it just depends on your ship and how fast they turned over the last cruise. So remember, while you're boarding this door, they've got people coming out this door. And while all of that is happening, they're in your room, cleaning it, getting it prepared for you, making sure it looks perfect. So when you walk through that door, it's just beautiful, right? So don't go early. Don't just hang out in the lobby next to the staircase near the entrance to where your hallway is and your cabin is located. I've seen it. I've gone down before. I will be the first to admit. I've went down to see if my room was ready, and there's a crowd of like 50 people standing there. Then people can't get in and out and get to the elevator. You see some of the cabin stewards trying to come out and in with things that they need for cleaning, their towels and the big carts that they carry all the linens in and things like that. It's just holding them up, and they need to get this stuff done quickly. So that's a stressor for them. Help them out. Just clear that hallway. So don't even try to go find your room until you hear the announcement. The captain or the cruise director, and they're going to tell you your rooms are ready. You could be enjoying the pool at that time. You could be having a cocktail, and maybe you went to lunch. So don't worry about your room. As soon as the announcement comes on, then run to your room, get everything in there, start unpacking, and let it begin. Speaking of pools, while the state attendants are getting your cabin ready, do something that I try to do, and I get everybody to do it with me, is just pack your bathing suit in your carry-on. That seems like such a logical thing to me, but you'd be surprised how many people don't do that. So one, as soon as you get on the ship, there are so many places that you can change. Change into your swimsuit, put your other clothes in your carry-on, hop in the pool, hop in the hot tubs, get a chair. It's the best time. You can get a chair pretty much poolside at this point. You can enjoy the music. You can enjoy sail away. All because everyone else is too worried about doing and stressing over, is their room open? Did I have this? Did I have that? Just put your bathing suit on and start having a good time. Take advantage of that drink package early, if that's what you got. And just have a wonderful time in the pool with your family. And then you all can get out and go change later. Also, doing it that way, it sort of saves those clothes, because it does take a while to get your luggage. So they'll sometimes post a note on your door that it takes, could be up to 5 or even I've seen 8 p.m. for your luggage to arrive. Please don't stress out because you had an early dining time and you have nothing to change into. Look at your cruise planner. Casual night for dinner is allowed on that first day. Just go to dinner in whatever you have on, except the bathing suit, right? Don't wear your bathing suit. But if you were already in the pool, you could just change back into your regular clothes that you came on the ship with and go to dinner. I also usually pack maybe a different blouse or a shirt that doesn't really wrinkle and shove it down in my carry-on bag, just in case my luggage arrives late. I could change into something a little different and I feel refreshed going into dinner. So try to practice these tips if you're not already doing them. It's going to make pre-cruise travel, planning, and your boarding day so much less stressful. And you can start relaxing and enjoying your cruise as soon as you get on. Here's a pro tip. So if you made it this far in the video, I'm going to give you a pro tip to the new cruisers especially. If you bought a drink package, you do not need to wait or try to get to your room to get your SeaPass card or your set sail card. You can start enjoying your refreshments immediately, whether it's your soda package, your coffee package, you want to have a nice cold frozen drink of some kind. Just walk up to any bar or out at the pool deck, any attendant. All you need to give them is your cabin number, and you already have that. It's on your boarding pass. So you know what your cabin number is. Start taking advantage of those drink packages, especially if you got the deluxe drink packages that includes all the alcohol. You know, for it to be worth it, you need to be drinking 7 or more drinks a day. Start early. Also, and kind of goes along with the same tip, go into the promenade if you're with Royal Caribbean and get your soda cup. They will have them there. So you're going to see little kiosks set up down the promenade, and they will have the soda cups sitting out. They're not for sale. They're for the people who bought all the refreshment packages or the deluxe drink package. Just walk up. They have a clipboard usually, and they're going to ask for your stateroom number. They're going to check you off, and they're going to let you pick out what cup you want, because they'll have different color combinations, and you get the one you like. So stop by there, grab that. That's going to allow you to hit those freestanding soda machines, because there's a chip in the bottom of the cup. And I should have brought one out here with me, but I'll just use this as an example. There's a chip embedded in the bottom of your cup. So when you go to that freestanding machine and you slide your cup in there, it registers the date of your cruise, so it knows you've got the package, and it dispenses the drink that you want. You can't save them and bring them back on another cruise. I think we've all tried that at one time, because they deactivate that chip and they put new dates in for the next cruisers. So once you debark, those chips don't work anymore. So your cups are just nice to have as little souvenirs. But go get your soda cups. They used to put them in your room, so when you did get to your room, you had your soda cups sitting there. They don't do that anymore. You have to go get them. If you forgot all about it on that first day for some reason, just check with any bar after the kiosks are kind of gone, because they'll take those up. Just go to any bar location on the ship, and they have cups behind their bar, and they can go ahead and assign you your cup. So that's it. It's not hard. You worked hard to plan the trip. Please don't stress yourself out over it. If you have any questions, ask in a group like this. We have YouTube groups. We have Facebook groups. If you know the date of your sailing way ahead of time, join a Facebook group. You make friends, and then you'll later meet them on the ship. I have met people on the ship. I probably met people back when I first started cruising. I know I still have one couple that I met back in the late 90s. We are still friends today. We don't live in the same state, but we stay connected through Facebook, and I even traveled to Boston to attend their wedding. So you'll meet friends along the way. You don't need to be stressed out, and we're here to help. I try to answer any comments that I can, and if I can't get to you fast enough, somebody else usually will chime in. Thanks for joining today. I'm about to get in the house and change into my suit and take advantage of this beautiful weather we're having here in Baltimore today. It's my birthday weekend. I already had a beautiful day yesterday. I spent it with my sister. Today I'm going to have this time to myself at the pool, and later I'm going to go with my kids for dinner. So if you're on a ship, have a drink for me, and happy sailing. See you guys later.